What's going on, guys? We're with the Winter Kills here, and what did you just do today?
I just went and got first place at this here locals, playing the best deck of the format, baby.
My goodness.
Speedroid.
Look at that.
We've been grinding for it. DB, IRL, and the deck just came through today. Yes, sir, absolutely. Couldn't do it in one deck 1 month, of course not, because my build was trash. This is the way, folks. This is the way.
This is the build.
All right, so we're gonna go into the monsters here. We'll start with the starters. So we play 3 Hound. I love seeing this card. It's a 1-card Cork Shooter, which is good for getting duplicates, which is a nice interruption. Aerosol put me onto this card, and a good way to look at it is that it's kind of like Alistair the Invoker, where it's a 1-card normal summon that gets you an interruption in the form of gate, assuming you play 2, which you definitely should. And then it also gives you follow-up next turn by being able to spec from the extra deck, which is really nice. I see a lot of people that only play 2 of these, and I kind of see why, but this card at the same time is like, you just need to see a starter. 1-card Rubber Band Shooter doesn't burn up your Tekatomborgs, your card turbos to get into your Link 2, and it gives you follow-up. So like, what else could you ask for in a card? Next, 3 Marble Machine, Most Loyal. My round 1 match started off horribly, and then he came to my rescue to like build an insane board. Add a Speedroid monster, basically just Terror Top in normal summon form. Definitely play 3, you just need it. Being a level 2 is kind of nice too for synchro plays. The Most Loyal.
Oh, look at that, the ulti too.
Yes,
ulti
sir.
German.
You gotta play the ulti German.
My goodness.
Yeah, the card's insane. Bring it back to 3. Tetherwolf. 1-card Rubber Band Shooter. Outs things like Wind of Darklaw with this token effect. You can summon it off of Auroradon to make Baron with. You can make Baron early with it. When you spec the token, you have card turbo. You can go into Baron, and then with any extender, you get into Rubber Band Shooter. So it's kind of a pseudo Griffin Rider. I thought about playing through Griffin Rider, but this card is also a starter and can make early Barons, kind of like Griffin Rider does. So I think 1's fine.
Really good.
And then we just play the 3 Wheel. It's about to get wheel, folks. That's all I can say. Jesus, take the wheel.
Oh my goodness.
This card was very loyal to me today. I think I rolled above a 3 every time I activated this card. So obviously,
nice.
I'm just crazy at the deck. What can I say?
I rolled mostly 2s today. I'm pretty nice.
Yeah, you'll get there. Someday you'll learn how to roll 3s and higher.
For sure.
I only play 1 die, as you guys know, but I mean, like, I find most situations, the way I use this card is sometimes you have to use it in a starter. If you roll a 1 or 2 in this build, you're kind of out of luck because you don't play 2 dice. If you roll a 1, you're screwed anyways. But I always try to use this card when I know that no matter what the outcome is, I have a play. But sometimes like you don't have the choice. But this card is just loyal to me today. Always rolled a 3 or higher. So those are all the 11 starters there. 11's kind of low, but that's all we got. I don't play Winter Scratch because they lose to Ash and Droll. Make you go minus. 3 Tekatomborg, best card in the entire deck. Definitely not a brick. It's insane. Tutors you any extender from deck. Duke, Piper, Dice. Lets you make insane plays. It's special summon from deck effect, not a once per turn. A lot of people don't know that.
Yeah, that's nuts.
Then we play 3 Card Turbo. Only extender that's a tuner that can special summon itself. Insane. Helps you make Crystal Wings. Just a nice body to get into for Rubber Band Shooter. And also piles on damage too. Lots of OTKs where you wouldn't have OTKs otherwise. Just like Chambara and Rubber Band Shooter plus this is just exact game. So definitely 3 of those. 2 Dendendaiko Duke. 3's too much. I think it probably bricks. 2's fine. You just need it for like the next turn. And you can recycle with Shen Shen. Good extender. And then MVP, honestly, moving forward past Grand Creators. Yeah, the Wandering Griffin Rider. Way better than Primitive Butterfly because it gets you into Baron with pretty much any card in your deck. You pair it with Marble Machine, Tekatomborg, Hound, Card Turbo, it gets you to Baron. And then any other extenders on top of that is nice. In my last matchup, game 1 I didn't open up super hot, but I opened a way into Baron with this, Duplicate, Veiler Nib, and that was just enough anyways, so like, yeah. It's all she wrote, really. 1 Rubber Band Plane, some people cut this card, but it's great for chain blocking, good for going into boards, and being able to return a level 5 that's not Hagoita off of Hound does come up sometimes to summon Chambara to add back stuff. Piper, best card in the deck. This card's insane. Basically a walking prosperity or duality. Finds you hand traps, finds you extenders, lets you push harder. And its level manipulation effect came up a lot today too because I'm playing Wind Pegasus at Ignister in the extra deck. So I would synchro with like any level 3 and Piper into Pegasus, drop its level by 2, and then summon something with like Card Turbo or Duke and make Crystal Wing with Pegasus and the other level 3, and that give you like nice protection.
Shout out Fukumidoshi Friday.
Absolutely, Fukumidoshi Friday, baby. 1 dice. I hate seeing this card, but it's mandatory. You got to play it. Then on to the last extender here. We have 3 recovery. Card's insane. Definitely a mandatory 3 of every day of the week. And then we have our hand traps. 2 Nib, 3 Valor, 3 Ash, and 3 Imperm. So we have 11 hand traps. I feel like these are the most generic, good against a lot of things that I play at locals. Yeah, all these were phenomenal all day. And just seeing Valor Nib, Ash Nib, Imperm Nib, always a nice little 2-card combo. And then 2 Duplicate. I think 3 is too much. 2 is fine. Definitely don't play 1. You need the second copy for like Hound plays. Level Eater, insane.
All right, on to the extra deck.
On to the extra deck now. We got 1 Baron de Fleur, best boss monster that Speedroids have ever received. I don't play Crystal Clearwing just because it's too hard to make, and this card's just way better. 1 Shen Shen. Shout out to Aerosol for sending me this.
OCG Alti?
Yes, sir. This is an FTK against some decks. Great against Eldritch decks. Its ability to recycle resources does come up, putting things like Pegasus back into the grave or Dukes, whatever. It gives you a better grind game. And then we got 2 Crystal Wing. 1's simply not enough. Yeah, you could definitely play 1 in place of like other things like a level 6 or a level 11 synchro like Clearing Rider, but 2 definitely comes up, especially under Droll a lot of the time. So a lot of times you have that nice double Crystal Wing play that Speedroids have had forever since Card Turbo came out, and you're not playing 2, you'll definitely miss it because it does come up a lot. 1 Kite Drake, incredible going second card. Good for the Nadir Servant with Maximus and things like that, because you can just send this, add a free Speedroid, add Terror Top, and you get a free body to go into their board with. Same thing here, good Maximus target. I was playing Clearing Fast Dragon, but I wanted to try this card out instead, just because like I feel like in simplified game states having this engrave can be very clutch. Also, it can pop back row too, which does come up against some matchups to clear things. 2 6s Charge Warrior Juju, great removal, toolbox removal. Plus mid combo. This with Card Turbo is kind of underrated too, because you can just out a whole board at 2800.
Really nice interaction.
Yeah, and then we have our 2 5s. We got the Chambra, we got the Hagoita, signed by the man himself. Mandatory, absolutely. Mandatory level 5s in the deck. OTK, recycle, free extender in the grave. Then double Cork Shooter. Always play 2. Don't play Martial Metal Marcher. I don't know why people play Martial Metal Marcher ever since this card was printed. It's just irrelevant. Yeah. I just don't see why you'd ever want to play 2. You can't summon it off of Hound, and everything Marcher does, this card does, but better. And then we have our 2 Links. 2 always comes up. You could technically get away with 1, but you're a braver man than I if you play 1. And then 1 Auroradon, because nobody expects it. They burn their interruptions on this, and then you go into this for free. It also lets you play around Dimension Barrier too on Synchro. Yep. So that's the extra deck. And then side deck we have 3 Lancia, mainly for the PK deck. Good against Sword Soul as well, especially since more lists I find are playing like more 10-y heavy cards, at least the lists that play around here. So good against those decks. Good against the Shaddoll Invoked. 3 DD Crow. Shout out to Kaz for the idea.
Hey.
Never resolved this today, but in theory it's definitely a really good side deck card for a lot of other matchups. Good against Sky Striker, VW, Sword Soul, even PK. Yeah, just a nice little extra hand trap that some people aren't going to expect. They're not going to play around, and it's a little added spice there. Then we have 3 Judgments, 2 Gozen. This won me my last match. Red Reboot, because you need an answer to things like Featherstorm and D-Barrier sometimes, and that's the only way. And then 3 Cosmic Cyclone, just to respect the back row matchups.
Beautiful deck profile. 40, 15, 15?
Yes, sir.
Excellent. And what were your matchups today?
So round 1, I played against like an Odd Eyes Pendulum deck. I won 2-0. Game 1, funny enough, my opening hand was double Recovery, Piper, Valor, Nib. Top deck Recovery is the 6, so I had 3 recoveries in hand. Luckily, Valor Nib was enough to tie me over, and I drew Ash the next turn, so those 3 hand traps were enough to keep me alive. Until I top deck into a Marble Machine with 3 speed recovery. So I was just able to make a crazy board in OTK. And then game 2, I Valored the Halka-Fibrax, and that was just a turn skip, and then went in OTK'd with Baron and Crystal Wing. And then round 2, I played against Flandreese. I won die roll, set up a really solid board of Crystal Wing and some hand traps. And then that was just enough. He didn't even want to play into my board, I don't think, because he extraved and I negated with Baron, and he didn't want to show me what he was playing, so we went to game 2. And I sided in Gozen because I thought it might be Flandreese. I thought it might be like I don't know, like something, because I remember that same player was playing Super Quant, so I was like, maybe Gozen would be good. But I didn't expect Flunderies, and I went first. Or no, he went first. I opened double Gozen, Valor, Terror Top. Valor, Eaglin, Valor, Robin, pass. Terror Top goes off, he ashed it. Spec Car Turbo, do the combo still in Rubber Band Shooter. Gozen, I purposely leave the Robina on his field so I flip up Gozen next turn. He literally can't play any scoops. Round 3, I played against Connor on the Dream Mirror deck. Didn't get to see much of the Dream Mirror deck because game 1 I had double Valor Ash and basically proceeded to just win on the following turn. And then game 2 he had just Fusion Destiny as his open. That was it. And I had Wheel and Recovery to extend past his interruptions. So I just had more. And then round 4, shout outs to Prooch.
Shout out to Prooch.
The one and only T.O. He was playing Sword Soul. I won 2-1. Game 1 I went first, and I opened the Griffin play, just Griffin into Baron with Duplicate, Valor Nib. It was enough to stop him for a turn, and then the next turn I was able to... I top deck Hound, which was crazy, and was able to win from there. Game 2, had to nib him through a huge board. He had a huge token. I had to resolve Piper for 1, got a Valor, but I had Valor Crystal Wing. And I was hoping the Crystal Wing would keep him at bay just so he couldn't go over with the token because I was really low in life. But he had Taie, banishes for cost, which is insane. And he still had Vishuda access either way, so I was dead just because the token was huge. 10Us are crazy. And then game 3, I go first. I see Gozen duplicate a Lancia, and I was just able to get into like... I think I just like passed because he gammoned my Rubber Band Shooter, yeah, and then I passed, and he specs Vishuda, I goes in on summon, and he has to swing for 15 and pass, and then next turn I just pop off, I activate Wheel, roll a 4, and we're just in there. We just get to OTK with like Higoita, Crystal Wing, Rubber Band Plane, and the Rubber Band Shooter, because I top deck Recovery to bring back the Rubber Band Shooter, which is huge. So
beautiful.
Could have had hard to shoot at, didn't
yeah,
know.
coulda, woulda, shoulda, baby. But yeah, that's it for the profile. Thank you guys for watching. Shout outs to Speedroid, best deck of the format, hands down.
Speedroid, I'm playing it too. Best deck.
Shout outs to Aerosol for teaching me how to play the deck properly. Shout outs to the Rubber Band Shooters. Thank you guys for watching. If you want to see more of my content, click on one of the videos popping up at the bottom of the screen, and we'll see you guys in the next one.
Bye.
And of course, a huge shout out goes to our Divine level channel members, and they are Tweeter0226, Pony Star, Cadillacs84, Key Sidgers, and Black Ninja Money. Thank you guys so much, as always, for your extremely kind and generous support of this channel.